This is an interesting story. This kind of came out of nowhere, or out of left field, as it were. Remember Bridget Ziegler, the co-founder of Moms for Liberty, the woman whose husband is charged with rape for going over to the home of the woman that the three of them were having threesomes with, and forcing her into, allegedly forcing her into having sex with him. His name is Christian Ziegler. And while his wife, is the co-founder of Moms for Liberty, he is the chairman of the Florida Republican Party, which has, who's now charged with rape and threesomes. And in fact, he's not even denying that he went over to her house and had sex with her. He's just saying it was consensual, that it wasn't rape. So now the Florida Republican Party has a bit of a problem. Although they are supporting Donald Trump, who's been credibly accused of rape by 20, who is 13 years old, who has been associated with Jeffrey Epstein and his Lolita Express and all that kind of stuff, who has been actually found guilty. I don't know if that's the correct word in a civil proceeding, but has been adjudicated a rapist by a court in New York. And in fact, originally he was charged with sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll, and he lost. And then on the appeal, the judge came back and said, no, this was rape. And so, so the party down in Florida is actually officially, well, it's not officially supporting Donald Trump because they're torn between him and DeSantis, but many in the party are big supporters of a guy who's officially a rapist. So why should they worry about having an alleged rapist as the head of the GOP in Florida? Well, apparently they still worry about it. The appearances matter. And so they're saying to Christian Ziegler, it's time for you to leave. And he's saying, cool, cross my hands with $2 million and I'll walk away. Interesting, huh? This is from Florida Politics, which is a Florida newsletter. Quote, multiple sources confirm Ziegler has asked for a massive payout. One source said $2 million to go away. Officials within the state party confirmed emissaries for Ziegler approached the party on his behalf. Got some thinking to do. But, Rick Scott wants him to go away. Rick Scott's worth almost $1 billion. I mean, his hospital company was convicted of the largest, it was a multi-billion-dollar fraud against Medicare, the largest Medicare fraud in the history of the United States. That was Rick Scott's company when he was CEO. And he walked away with, hundreds of millions of dollars. And so, he could give Christian Ziegler $2 million and wouldn't even notice it. Maybe that's how it'll shake out. I don't know. We'll see. Meanwhile, New York State is on the verge of making a decision, at least the Democrats in New York State, if they don't blow it, which is, which is a huge caveat because Democrats in New York State are really good at blowing it. But if they don't, they have an opportunity now to basically gerrymander New York in a way that could bump 3, 4, 5 Republicans out of office, out of the House of Representatives, replace them with Democrats. And this is what North Carolina just did. North Carolina had a 7-7 split. They gerrymandered the state, and now it's 11-3. 11 Republicans to 3 Democrats instead of 7 of each. So North Carolina just picked up, 4 Republican seats in the House of Representatives. New York State could pick up 4 Democratic seats in the House of Representatives by doing the same thing. The only problem is that New York State law says you may not gerrymander for partisan purposes. And federal law says you can't do it for racial purposes. So they're going to have to come up with another excuse. And it's going to have to get past the courts. So I'm not holding my breath on this, but New York State could change Congress using the Republican Party's own tricks.